Los Angeles Chargers had a resurgence last year, getting back to the playoffs under brand new head coach Jim Harbaugh. Justin Herbert looked really good. He didn't look like an elite version of Justin Herbert, but we all know it's in there. They had a horrible game against Houston Texans in the wild card, but that overall doesn't hamper my expectations for this season or my overall excitement for them this year, because I think they're a really good team that's going to be a problem for every single team this. So let's discuss about the Los Angeles Chargers today and how I see them going in the 2025 season. Well, up first, we have to talk about their free agency period, and they lost 3 pretty good players in my opinion. Josh Palmer going to the Bills. I really love that move for Buffalo. I would have loved to have seen the Chargers keep him. Really talented guy, good option. I understand they want a bit more of a splashy receiver than Josh Palmer, but I just really liked him as a player. Poona Ford, I think, is another big-time loss, but I overall don't mind as much when we talk about their draft. I'll explain why. Just a very talented guy that does the defensive tackle position at a very good level. Kristen Fulton, losing to the Chiefs is especially brutal, but I overall trust the Chargers defense and how they're going to construct it on the secondary side of the ball. Now we look at the gains. Dante Jackson, listen, Chargers fans, he sucks. I'm just going to tell you this now. He's not a good cornerback. He will trick you if he makes a couple splash plays with interceptions. But overall, through the course of the season, he is not a playable player. He is best suited as a fourth-team cornerback because that's where he thrives at the best. Because he's a serviceable backup, but you cannot put him out starting every single game during the season. It just will not end well. They brought in Mekhi Becton, and I really like this move because he really fits the Chargers' mentality of power-based football. I know they didn't do a lot of power running last year because J.K. Dobbins is more of a zone running back. But Mekhi Becton really fits in with the other guys they brought in for the running back position this year. And they also did bring Najee Harris, some stuff going on there from the 4th of July with his eyes. Really don't know too much how that's going on. If you know me, I am not the biggest Najee Harris fan. In general, I think he's too slow. He dances around too much in the backfield. I don't think he's the power back he ever could have been, and I don't really see him being the lead back for the Chargers, even if this eye issue is a nothing burger of a story. Now talk about the Chargers draft, and let's get this out of the way first. Talented player they took in the first round, I just would not have made that move due to draft value. Omarion Hampton is a good football player, do not get me wrong. Was he one of my top 3 running backs in this class? No, but this is a very deep running back class. I don't like picking him at pick 22 because I don't think you take a running back in the first round. The Chargers, though, know what they want. They want a running back, and Omarion Hampton does fit that. He can be a zone-based running back, which we saw at North Carolina, and he very much fits a J.K. Dobbins role. But he also has more power than J.K. Dobbins with less of an injury history. I think he's going to be the lead back relatively soon in Los Angeles, and will probably be just the bell cow for them the entire season. I also really would like to see him paired up with Kamani Vidal more than Najee Harris, because I think those two complement each other way better than Najee and Omarion Hampton do. Their second pick was Trey Harris. I loved Trey Harris during the draft class. I thought he was really hampered due to that groin injury at Ole Miss during his final year. I thought his film was definitely a first-round talent. In my head, I have swapped Trey Harris and Omarion Hampton picks in my head many a times to make me like this draft class more, because I just think Trey Harris is a really good player that's going to really thrive in the Chargers offense, especially Justin Herbert. Trey Harris is a very good deep ball receiver. Justin Herbert, I don't know if you know this, has a cannon of an arm. Now, I know there are concerned Trey Harris about his route tree. I will add this. They do not concern me because I think that's a product of the offense system he was in. Lane Kiffin does not have a really expansive route tree combo. He wants his receivers to do very little, and it's really an RPO-based offense that relies on run game, play action, RPOs, what have you, stuff like that. The Chargers do like play action. Greg Roman is a big play action guy, but Trey Harris can do much more. If you watch him break on routes and everything, he has the talent to have a bigger route tree, and the Chargers will take full advantage of that this year. And I don't usually talk about more than 2 draft picks on this, but the Chargers had a draft I really liked, so I want to highlight a couple real quick. Caldwell from Oregon, the defense tackle. This is why I don't mind the Poona Ford leaving, because I think Caldwell can be a starting nose tackle for a long period of time in the NFL. He was my favorite defensive lineman from that Oregon defense, and it wasn't really close. I think he made everyone better. He's maybe not going to put the flashiest stats in the world, but he's going to make all of his teammates look way better. Kyle Kennard, pass rusher. Sums up pretty good. And you also took Lambert Smith from Auburn. I really did like him as a late round guy because I thought he maybe had something there. He very much can be a deep ball receiver, big body guy, can go up and make the catch. I'm curious to see how the Chargers utilize him because I really thought he'd get drafted mainly because he fits the type of role you'd like to see someone play for special teams. I think he can be a very good special teams gunner. And with how much Harbaugh values every side of the ball, I'm sure that came into effect when he made the pick. Lambert Smith will most likely be a special teams player, and there's nothing wrong with that because a good special teams player can get you hitting yardage you don't know about until it's game day. To talk about the Chargers' strength, I really think this team is just strong overall. Maybe my only weakness, and when we get to that, will be depth. But the Chargers, their starters are really good. Yes, can you have concerns about the interior offensive line? I get that fully. They're not the best, but they're also developing. That's still a pretty young unit. Their tackles are amazing. Joe Alt showed why he should have been the Chargers pick last year. Rashawn Slater's one of the best tackles in the league in general. Plus, they have a really good receiving core now that maybe you're missing that X factor, but Ladd McConkey looked really good last year, and as I just said, I have a big love for Trey Harris. I think this team is just strong overall. The weakness, though, I will say, is depth and edge rusher. I really want to see them add another pass rusher before the season starts because I feel like that's a missing aspect for the Chargers game right now. That being said, with the Chargers, you always have to be concerned about depth because the injury gods love to plague them, and I don't know why. It's a sick, twisted game the injury gods play, but they always do it. And you look at the Chargers, you just have question about the depth, mainly because they weren't good prior to Harbaugh getting there, and they really have to just resupply the depth. They have to have a bunch of really good drafts in a row, and that's just going to take a little time. Not something you can overall fix in one offseason unless you have 50 draft picks and you hit on all of them, which is highly unlikely. But the Chargers are headed the right direction, especially when you look at this team overall. Compared to how they were a couple years ago, they have the talent to really make a run in the playoffs. Now for my overall thoughts where I see them finishing the division, where I can see them going to the playoffs. I think they're the second best team in the division. I just can't put anyone above the Chiefs. I hope everyone respects that. The Chiefs, every week, it's like, man, I really don't think this team is good. Then they win, so I'm done betting against them. I mean, I look at the Chargers. They have a lot of talent. I love Herbert. I love Ladd McConkey. I love Trey Harris. I love Minter, their defensive coordinator. Harbaugh is a really good coach. He knows what he wants his offense to do. They have an identity. They have a really good young offensive line. I know there's question with the interior line, like I've said, but I really like it still. And their tackles are so good, it's unfair. This Chargers team, to me, can make a run in the playoffs. They could very well make it to the AFC Championship game. It would not surprise me. They could make it to the Super Bowl, and it would not surprise me. This is a team that's really good. Did they have a down playoffs last year against Texans? Absolutely. But the Texans are a really good team that just lacked offensive line. The Chargers went against a really good team and just got beat. It happens in the playoffs. It will always happen. I think this team's still very good, very talented, and will be ready to make a playoff run sooner rather than later. Probably within the next 5 years, I'd expect this team to play in the Super Bowl. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you'd share this, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm doing 32 previews in 32 days. 32 and 32 is what I'm calling it. I have uploaded Raiders, Chiefs, and Broncos videos already on this channel previewing them. So Chargers fans, you're the last one in the AFC West to get it. Go check those out. Go check out what I think about your division rivals. And hey, if you'd share this again, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 300 subscribers by the start of the NFL season. I am 29 away at the time of this recording. I'm just going to keep on pushing, keep on producing that content until it's hit. And then we jump in this season. There's going to be a lot of content, a lot of fun content coming to you. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you stay tuned and have a great day.